Good morning to those of you who are continuing with us from morning prayer, to those who have joined us at the end of morning prayer, and to those who may be tuning in at a later time. Welcome to our work with the Beloved Companion, the Gospel of the Beloved Companion, and in particular, the meditation on the Tree of Life. This morning, we reached the final bough, and after the lectio, there will be a chance to discuss both that section and the whole of our work with the boughs. So let us begin with the lectio, reminding you that the process of lectio divina involves reading the words, then getting the sense into our minds, and then getting the richness into our hearts and whatever guidance the passage may offer to us. So I believe, Joe, you're beginning the reading, the first reading.
At the end of that week, when all the disciples had gathered in the house at Bethany, the Magdalene came to them and told them what she had seen and what Yeshua had said. But they were grieved and wept greatly, saying, "How shall we go out and preach the gospel of the kingdom of the Son of Humanity? If they did not spare him, how will they spare us?"
Then the Magdalene stood up, greeted them all, and raising her right hand, said to her brethren, "Only from the truth I tell you, do not weep and do not grieve or be irresolute, for his grace and that of the one who sent him will be entirely with you and will protect you. But rather let us praise his greatness, for he has prepared us and made us truly human."
When the Magdala said this, she turned their hearts to the good, and they began to discuss the words of Yeshua. Shimon Kepha said to Magdala, "Sister, we know that he loved you more than any other among women. Tell us the words of the Rabbi which you remember, which you know and understand, but we do not, nor have we heard them."
The Magdalene answered and said, "What is hidden from you, I will proclaim to you." And she began to speak to them the words that Yeshua had given her. "My master spoke thus to me. He said, 'Miriam, blessed are you who came into being before coming into being, and whose eyes are set upon the kingdom, who from the beginning has understood and followed my teachings. Only from the truth I tell you, there is a great tree within you that does not change summer or winter, and its leaves do not fall. Whosoever listens to my words and ascends to its crown will not taste death, but know the truth of eternal life."
Then he showed me a vision in which I saw a great tree that seemed to reach unto the heavens. And as I saw these things, he said, the roots of this tree are in the earth, which is your body. The trunk extends upward through the 5 regions of humanity to the crown, which is the kingdom of the Spirit. There are 8 great boughs upon this tree, and each bough bears its own fruit, which you must eat in all its fullness. As the fruit of the tree in the garden caused Adam and Chava to fall into darkness, so this fruit will grant to you the light of the Spirit that is eternal life. Between each bough is a gate and a guardian who challenges the unworthy who try to pass.
The leaves at the bottom of the tree are thick and plentiful, so no light penetrates to illuminate the way. But fear not, for I am the way and the light. And I tell you that as one ascends the tree, the leaves that block one from the light are fewer, so it is possible to see all more clearly. Those who seek to ascend must free themselves of the world. If you do not free yourself from the world, you will die in the darkness, that is the root of the tree. But if you free yourself, you will rise and reach the light, that is the eternal life of the Spirit.
And as he said these things, I felt my soul ascend, and saw the first great bough that bears the fruit of love and compassion, the foundation of all things. And I knew that before you can eat of this fruit and gain its nourishment, you must be free of all judgment and wrath. When you have freed yourself of these burdens, you may eat of the fruit and so gain the love and compassion that will allow you to pass the first of 7 guardians. And I heard the voice of the Lord of wrath calling to me, but I denied him, and he had no part in me.
So I saw my soul ascend again, and he showed me the second great bough, weighed down with the fruit of wisdom and understanding. And I saw that before you can taste of its bounty, you must be free of all ignorance and intolerance. Only then can you eat of the fruit, and so pass upward unhindered through the second of the 7 gates. And I heard the voice of ignorance call to me, but I knew him not, and so my soul did thus unchallenged.
Then my master showed me the third great bough, which bears the fruit of honour and humility. Only when free of all duplicity and arrogance may you partake of its nourishment. And arrogance called to me, saying, you are not worthy. Go back. But my soul was deaf to him, and so moved onward and upward into increasing light.
And then there came the 4th bough, blossoming with the fruit of strength and courage. And I heard him tell me that to eat of this fruit, you must have freed yourself from the weakness of the flesh and confronted and conquered the illusion of your fears. And the master of the world stood before me and claimed me as his own, but I denied him, and he had no part of me.
Only then, my master told me, when you have rejected the deceiver, can you pass through the hardest gate of all to attain the fifth bough and the fruit of clarity and truth. Only then will you know the clarity and truth of your soul, and knowing yourself for the first time, understand that you are a child of the living Spirit. And as my soul moved upward, I realized that I could no longer hear the voice of the world, as all had become as silence.
Then, in the light above, I saw the sixth bough, the one that bore the fruit of power and healing. My master told me that when you truly have eaten of the fruit of the clarity and truth of yourself, then could you partake of the fruit of power and healing. The power to heal your own soul, and thereby make it ready to ascend to the seventh bough, where it will be filled by the fruits of light and goodness.
And I saw my soul, now free of all darkness, ascend again to be filled with the light and goodness that is the Spirit. And I was filled with a fierce joy as my soul turned to fire and flew upwards in the flames, from whence my master showed me the eighth and final bough, upon which burned the fruit of the grace and beauty of the Spirit.
And I felt my soul and all that I could see dissolve and vanish in a brilliant light, in a likeness unto the sun. And in the light I beheld a woman of extraordinary beauty, clothed in garments of brilliant white. The figure extended its arms, and I felt my soul drawn into its embrace. And in that moment, I was freed from the world, and I realized that the fetter of forgetfulness was temporary. From now on, I shall rest through the course of the time of the age in silence. And then, as if from a great distance, I heard the voice of my master telling me, Miriam, whom I have called the Migdala, now that you have seen the all and have known the truth of yourself, the truth that is I am, now you have become the completion of completions. And thus the vision ended.
This is what my master has told and shown me, and only from the truth I tell you that all that I have revealed to you is true. When the Migdala had told of all that Yeshua had said and done, she fell silent, since it was in that silence that Yeshua had spoken with her and revealed these truths.
Many of the disciples did not understand what she had said and grumbled against her among themselves. Andreas therefore answered and said to the brethren, "Say what you wish to say about what she has said. I at least do not believe that the rabbi said this, for these teachings are certainly strange and complicated ideas. Shimon Kefa answered and spoke concerning these same things. He questioned them about Yeshua and said, "Did he really speak privately with this woman and not openly to us? Are we to turn about and all listen to her? Did he prefer us? Did he prefer her to us?"
Then the Migdala wept and said to Shimon Kefa, "My brother Shimon Kefa, what do you think? Do you think that I have thought this up myself in my heart, or that I am lying about Yeshua? Only from the truth, again I tell you, that what I have said is the truth." And Levi answered and said to Shimon Kefa, "Shimon Kefa, you have always been hot-tempered. Now I see you contending against this woman like the adversaries. But if the rabbi made her worthy, who are you indeed to reject her? Surely, as his companion, Yeshua knew her better than all others. That is why he loved her more than us."
Rather, let us be ashamed and do as she says. Let us put on perfect humanity and acquire it as she has done, and separate as he commanded us, and preach the testimony of the Son of Humanity, not laying down any other rule or other law beyond that which he gave us. And when they heard this, they were divided and argued among themselves, and therefore they began to leave separately and go forth to proclaim and to teach and preach what they understood of the words of the Rabbi.
So now we take time to contemplate what we've read.
We'll take 10 minutes. Just be still. Focusing on the breath. And allowing the words that we have listened to make their own way through us. Contemplating. Not simply thinking. 10 minutes.
Thank you, Tim. So now we have an opportunity for the next half an hour to share something of what we've experienced